Hi, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And I'm Trevor Hankins.
And this is a Week in Power Squared 2019 in review. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. We're making it up as we go along. So we wanted to talk today about what's gone on in 2019 and talk a little bit about what we want to do in the future in 2020 and hopefully beyond. So I think one of the biggest things, we started actually this video 2018. So this is where it was going in 2019.
Yeah.
But we did start a newsletter in 2019, which is to become the Hound Dogs Howl.
Yes.
And I think that's actually kind of grown. It started out with a very 20-something people, and now we have over 100 subscribers, which is kind of an accomplishment. We also had our first signing on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah. Galaxy of Comics.
Right.
Our local comic book store.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to meet people and all that kind of stuff for the first time.
Yes.
Have people actually physically buy the issue. That was nice, buying the issues.
Yeah. And actually signing something.
Yeah, that was So we were So if you bought it, we'd sign it. And we through that, you guys had a story in what had been your community college paper, the Pierce College Roundup.
Yes.
I came out and interviewed you, and that appeared a couple weeks later. That was kind of your first press.
Yes.
Yeah. So how was that?
It was a little awkward at first.
Yeah.
But I think I did well with it.
Right. Yeah, I think it came out pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story, which I guess we can have a link to at the bottom of this, right?
Yeah, link in the description.
Right. I was pointing them off camera. So we also did our first convention.
Yes.
Which was the San Fernando Valley Comic Book Convention. Yeah, a lot of letters in there, and that was I think it's kind of a good thing we went through it. I don't think it was exactly what we expected. It was more people collecting comic books and collectibles as opposed to looking for new comic books to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we did meet people there. We met Sue, who's been kind of a big fan for us.
Yeah. Yes.
So, things do work out. And we also started a podcast.
Yes.
On the air with Power Squared.
Which we've done every Friday.
Right. And that's mostly Paul and I. But
I'm in it sometimes.
That's true. I wanted to make sure we mentioned that. And that's more of a behind-the-scenes look at how we came up with the stories and who the characters are about, things like that, as opposed to what's happening this week.
Yeah.
Little, I guess, quote unquote, more of a thinky piece than this is. And we also did our first Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Which was surprise, successful.
Yeah.
And we were trying to raise some money to help and raise some awareness and raise some funds to continue to make Power Squared.
Yes.
And we did that was successful. And we did raise some awareness, mostly out of family and friends, but that's still.
Well, you have to start somewhere.
That's true. And they all came through for the most part for us. As part of that, there was a news story on Newsarama.
Yeah.
And I also did a podcast called Money Matters and talked about the comic book and working with you guys and the whole creative process a little bit. That was kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
I'd never done anything solo before. And so that worked out pretty well. And all that helped, I think, to raise awareness. And we not only met our funding goal, but went beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thank everybody for helping us with that. And that sort of brings us up to present day.
Yes.
Into the year 2019. But I think we did a lot this year.
Yeah. Yes.
So next year, what do you want to be doing?
Well, we need to put out issues more consistently than we have been already.
Yeah, actually last year, in 2019, except for the Kickstarter digital fulfillment, we didn't really put out an issue.
Yeah, I know.
So we did all that stuff, but actually didn't put out the comic book. Trying to raise awareness, but it's not out there.
So our current business model is not really working that well.
Well, in that case, it did. But I think the idea is that we'll start putting them out more like one issue at a time and have a couple of months go by and put out the next issue.
Yeah. instead of waiting until an entire story arc is finished.
Right. Though the next story arc is pretty much finished.
Right.
But we're still going to, you have to wait till like close to the end of 2020 to get the whole thing.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're, I guess there's some special people with the Kickstarter that'll get it early.
Yeah. By being consistent, we can better generate hype between issues, and readers will be able to kind of expect when the next one would be.
And also, I think we want to try to find more outlets. Right now, we're basically Comixology for digital and Artithmeric for print on demand. And I think we want to see what else is out there as far as places we could be, whether it's Kindle or another print on demand service or another, whatever, just to have more avenues for people to find it.
Yeah.
And also, I know one of the things you want to try to do is see if we can get Diamond to distribute it into actual stores.
Yeah. If we want to get it into comic book stores, we kind of have to try to go through Diamond, because Diamond has a monopoly on comics distribution in the U.S., even though they don't want to be called a monopoly.
Who does? And I also know that Artithmeric wants to try to do something in England to get the books in the store. So maybe, we just want to be more readily available to people. And one of the other things we talked about was obviously continuing to make more books through the year. To that end, we're actually in the process of finding a new colorist.
Yeah, we got a lot of candidates.
Yes, a lot of interest. And we've been sort of a little preoccupied with the holiday and the end of the Kickstarter and all that, but we do want to we will work on that and hopefully get back to people and hopefully make a decision here pretty soon. So we want to do more signings.
Yes.
Hopefully, maybe another convention or two.
Yeah.
We're not planning on hitting Comic-Con or WonderCon, but there are smaller ones out there that maybe we could hit.
Yeah. Comic-Con's a bit too big for us right now.
Yeah, we're small.
We're not ready for the big time yet.
No, but something to shoot for, I guess. It would be nice. It would be nice to do a big convention because we would get a lot of attention. But we've also been to those where you're walking by a lot of people who are trying to hawk their stuff.
Yeah.
But we're not to that point yet. I don't want us to sit there and feel sorry for ourselves. But I would like to try to do something. That's a goal, and there are little ones we could do in between.
Yeah.
Probably not the San Fernando Valley one again, but there are other ones.
Yeah.
And try to build some following that way. And then we've also talked about making the newsletter that we do, the Hound Dogs Howl, monthly as opposed to weekly.
Yeah.
You have ideas about, well, part of it is it's not always that much to say every week, and we do find stuff to talk about. That's very interesting, of course, but it would be probably more efficient to do it once a month. And because most creative people that I get newsletters from, they do it once a month.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's at the end of the month, telling you all the things they did during the month, or it's at the beginning of the month, telling you all the things they're going to do.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at more of the beginning of the month, and here's all the things we hope to do this month, or what has happened in the past month.
Yeah.
Sort of wrap up that way.
Then by putting space between issues of the newsletter,
Mm-hmm.
we'd be able to allow more stuff to actually happen and report on.
Right. We will still most likely do emails when this video goes up or the podcast goes up and other things, or if there's some event that happens that we want people to know about.
Yeah.
We will still send out emails, but we probably won't be doing a formal newsletter every month. I know, which is sad, but I think it'd be a good thing overall.
Yeah. If you like this video and want to see more of the journey of Power Squared, subscribe if you like this video. Ring the notification bell if you want to see when these videos go up, and share with anyone you think might be interested.
Yeah, one of the things we'd like to do is build up more of a following on this and the podcast.
Yeah. And if you have any ideas on kinds of videos we could be doing in 2020, leave a comment below.
Right, because we're open to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
As long as it's legal. So, until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
And this has been A Week in Power Squared.